You carefully planted, fertilized, and watered your seedling tomatoes, and then waited anxiously as they grew. Finally, the first fruit turned from green to red, and you enjoyed your first fresh tomato of the season. But now you have more than you know what to do with. What do you do with them before they go bad? I have 10 tantalizing tomato uses for you to contemplate. First, you are definitely going to want to eat fresh tomatoes from your crop. Whether you prefer eating straight out of hand, slicing and making the infamous BLT, or layering them on burgers, deli meats, or crusty bread, dicing and eating in a combination of dishes like grilled scallops with nectarines and corn, roasted corn and tomato salad, or a cucumber tomato salad, tossing them on a grill, using them in omelets or frittatas, hollowing them out and filling them with a combination of meats, cheeses, and seasonings for a meal or appetizer. Serving a platter of sliced tomatoes and mozzarella cheese with crackers will bring a smile to anyone. The possibilities are endless. Tomato sauce may be the most popular way to consume tomatoes. Even those who don't like tomatoes fresh will eat sauces on pasta and pizza. Using short bursts of heat will preserve all the goodness of a tomato while laying the foundation for not just tomato sauce and juice, but also laying the groundwork for the addition of flavors that will allow you to make barbecue, chili, taco, or red hot sauce and ketchup. Enjoy some of that sauce or juice now, or freeze or can the rest in family-sized servings for later. Come winter, you will be glad you did. Making a fresh salsa is so easy. Chop fresh ripe tomatoes and an onion, shred some cilantro into a bowl, sprinkle with sea salt and a few grinds of black pepper, a bit of olive oil, cover and leave for 30 minutes. If you have too much for eating, salsa can be frozen or canned to enjoy later in the year. The bright color of salsa adds sparkle to anything it touches: quesadillas, grilled chicken, fish, steak, tacos, and of course tortilla chips. If you want to intensify the flavor, roasted tomatoes are your answer. Slice them thick and grill them after they have been well drizzled with olive oil. Another way to roast tomatoes is by cutting them in half, de-seeding them, drizzling the tomatoes with balsamic vinegar and olive oil, seasoning with minced garlic, salt, pepper, and sugar. Roast until the tomato starts to caramelize. Use for sandwiches, on pizza instead of tomato sauce, or as a side dish. Back when eating locally was a necessity, there was only one way to enjoy tomatoes out of season: preserved. More and more people are starting to embrace the tradition of canning in the name of better food and economics. Canning is easier than you may think. Tomatoes can be canned whole or diced, packed in water or juice, processed into flavored or unflavored juice or tomato sauce, or you may pickle them, make them into a relish, spaghetti sauce, seasoned or stewed. Come winter, you will be able to enjoy your harvest again and again. Another way to preserve your tomatoes is to freeze them. It is possible to quickly freeze raw tomatoes without blanching them first. They may be frozen without their skins or frozen whole with their skins. When freezing whole tomatoes, just be sure to core them to prevent them from deteriorating when frozen. Frozen tomatoes are best used in cooked foods such as soups, sauces, and stews, as they become mushy when they're thawed. Have you had your fill of freezing and canning tomatoes? You may want to consider dehydrating them. Drying removes the moisture from the food and inhibits the growth of microorganisms. To be successful, there needs to be the proper environment of temperature, airflow, and humidity. You can dry tomatoes in your oven, or the easiest way to dry them is by using a dehydrator. You can add them directly to soups and stews, rehydrate them in stock or wine, and use in cooked pasta sauce, soup, rice, casseroles, chili, mayonnaise, or a light sauté with vegetables. You can also make your own tomato pesto. If your tomatoes have dried too much, then you can pulverize them into flakes and powders. This is perfect for anything you would like to lend that fine tomato flavor to. Nothing is better over grilled chicken or fish, or as an accompaniment to cheese and crackers, than spicy tomato jam. There are also recipes out there for yellow tomato butter and tomato jelly. Commercially, these are hard to find, so make your own and enjoy all winter long. Do you still have too many tomatoes for your own use? Then consider finding a shelter, food bank, or pantry that would be willing to take your extra bounty and share with those in the community. We spend a lot of time deciding how to use up our ripened tomatoes, but what happens when frost approaches? Unripe green tomatoes can also be breaded and fried, used to make salsa verde, or pickled. You can also find recipes on the internet for bread, green tomato pie, minced meat, piccalilli, and soups. There are as many tantalizing ways to use tomatoes as there are people that love to cook. So don't get bogged down with the amount of tomatoes that you have, but be creative in the various ways to use or preserve them.